Well, new tonight, Wisconsin leaders have reached a tentative deal to send out tax rebates. Governor Tony Evers says the deal would include $300 payments to single filers and $600 payments to married couples who filed jointly. This would cover people who filed Wisconsin tax returns in 2024. The plan still needs approval from the full legislature, but Evers is confident it will pass.
We're in a position to actually compromise and have Republicans and Democrats, at least at the leadership level, getting something done.
Now, the exact timing of the payments isn't yet clear, but Evers says it would probably happen in the coming months. The plan would also eliminate tax on tips and overtime pay and increase funding for public schools.